Welcome to The Patty Show. My name is Patty Setiatti, and in this podcast, we'll explore the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity, and how they can lead you to your own personal paradise. We'll chat with inspiring guests, share practical tips, and dive into stories that will empower you to live your best life. Let's get the Patty Party started. Welcome back to The Patty Show, everybody. Woo! Oh my goodness. Studio audience, thank you for the claps. I feel the fashion and the passion today. Studio audience, you're looking good there. You're looking great. You're looking great. Before we get to the studio audience and the audience and everyone in general, welcome to The Patty Show, y'all. Episode 34, Pleasure, the key to well-being. The key and the lock. Whatever it is you need, the key or the lock and the lock and the key and the key. We'll get to those points eventually. Before we continue on this episode, just want to thank my brother, personal trainer Anthony Page. My man, shout out to you. Thanks for the last episode. We did it outside, actually, in a park. Unique experience. He's a busy man. He's the only one crazy enough to go to those 5 a.m. workouts with me. Ooh, shout out to you. And shout out to all the heavy metal stuff that he was teaching me about.
Oh, sure.
I'm not saying I listen to heavy metal now, but I'm open to it now. Shout out to that. And thanks for sharing everything you had about like passion and self-care and all that good stuff. So thank you again, my man. And today, speaking of self-care, this person right here, right next to me, my studio audience, transitioning to my guest, she is a talented production designer. Okay, you see that? A vocalist, pianist, producer. Man, that's a lot right there. We're listing a lot out here. Fellow Indonesian with amazing talent and style, as you can see from YouTube. Stop playing. Follow The Patty Show at Patty Show Podcast on YouTube. She also helped me lock in the choreo for our short film together. I really could not have done it without her. I swear, y'all. I have like 2 left feet and 1 right leg or something like that. My sister in Christ. Happy Good Friday. Give it up for Stella, everybody. Woo! Stella, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to the podcast.
No, I am honored, and quite the intro. I'm honored.
Girl, I could have kept going. She has a lot going. This girl, she can tell you it all. Could you just give a quick little backstory, maybe a little background, passion, hobbies, and of course, like how we met and all that.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Stella.
Stella.
And I am a film producer, a composer, and paralegal.
Okay, shout out to paralegal too. There's a lot of P's right there.
And we'll get into those later.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Yeah.
This episode has a lot of P's. It's the Patty Show. There's always.
There we go.
Come on now. Paralegal. Okay.
Yes.
She does it all.
And I met Patty because we casted him as our main lead for our short film, Rhythmic Exercise with Riyadi.
Man, what a fun, blessed time, man. Shout out to Seattle, everyone in Seattle, everyone that was working cinema inclusion, everybody. That was a wild ride.
It certainly was.
It certainly was a wild ride. What was your, this is actually a question that I'm curious about, actually. What was your first impression of me when we met in person? Because you saw like my tape before meeting me, right? Yeah. What was your first impression of me, and then how different or similar was I from the tape?
I think you were exactly how we imagined you to be.
Okay, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
It's a good thing.
Okay, it's a good thing.
It's an amazing thing, actually, because I remember that watching your tape, and you actually didn't remember any of them.
Okay, she's going to expose me. Today's exposing Patty Day. Yep. Vulnerability. That's part of pleasure and self-care.
Exactly. But no, we casted you literally based on vibes. And when I saw you in person, you were this like big hunky thing.
Oh, she's gassing me up. I'll pay you later.
No payment needed.
Oh,
no.
You're the best.
And you just went straight into it. And I honestly, your vibe and energy literally carried the entire team. And you were honestly, we couldn't have found a perfect casting for you.
I appreciate you. I received those compliments, and it's time for me to give some more back. Welcome to the flower section of the Patty Show. We don't have sound effects yet. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Maybe Owen, stop, man. Come on, give me the sound effects, bro. What did I tell you?
Owen.
Hey, for real. Shout out to you too. But girl, flowers to you too. You specifically. Everyone was great, amazing. But I remember the first time we met, the energy this girl exudes. I'm like, it's feel like I've known you for a minute. Like we just come like, hey, like it was just like so organic, natural. Like in Indonesia, we call it like alami. That's that. You know, very like I don't know. It felt like we were siblings in another life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I felt like. The energy was flowing in the right way. It was like
we were vibing.
It was just a vibe. Like and everyone like that's what flowers to everybody. That project. It came into my life in such a perfect time because I basically just moved to LA for that, you know, entertainment stuff, acting and everything, and the opportunity was right there. And even though I didn't know the lines, I saw now it sounds like I wasn't prepared. Well, it's because I got kind of late, and I was working like 50 jobs at that time, and I just oh god,
no, not at all. It was again the vibes that you could have said the lines perfectly, and some of the other people did, but it was just like, you know, we saw you and we were like, that's our Priyadi right there.
I appreciate y'all. You guys appreciate the potential, and she was very patient. That's another P right there. Because girl, you remember the choreo practices? Oh god,
yeah,
that was so hard. The first practice was at Cedric's home, right? I think. Or
yeah, I think so.
Wasn't it? Yeah. That was I was exhausted from all of that. I'm like, I don't even know how all these dancers. Shout out to all the dancers too, but everybody. Oh my goodness.
Tanta Lisa.
Yeah, Tanta Lisa. Everybody. Like
all the tantas.
All of them. Shout out to everybody. Like the dancing part of it.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really got me nervous because I mean the Indonesian part was hard too because I've never done anything like that full Indonesian script and everything, but I've never done anything full dancing. So they just hit me with a boom, boom. Yeah.
What? I would have never guessed.
She being nice. She being nice. In the beginning, I was like, "Oh goodness, it's tough because like I have to be in the spotlight and I'm just looking like, how do I do I can do the booty shaking part.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
you know that one was natural. You know, that's
exquisite.
Maybe a little too natural.
never a thing.
Never a thing. Yeah. Also, shout out to the baby oil. What is that called again?
It was like a body shimmer or something.
A body shimmer?
Yeah, like it was just like a shimmer for like your body. It was like a glimmering body lotion, basically.
Okay, that's a good way to describe it because I need to find that. If you guys, it was I put like so much of that. Honestly, I feel like you can see in the video how glossy I was. But that whole day was just so fun. Like everyone's so professional. It's another flowers to y'all again. You guys made it so fun.
Oh my goodness!
But you guys also, what is it? Are productive too. It's not like we're. I mean, we have a fun time, though. You know, we have a fun time, though. We'll talk about a little bit of the pleasure that we do out there, but also like being productive, especially like being only 20,
like 20, 22.
Youngin right here. She's locked in. She does it all. Paralegal too, coming up. Like, come on now. You're getting certification, right? You mentioned.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, she is doing it all, man.
Oh my god, you're like making me sweat with the compliments.
Girl, you do it all, but also you did a lot in college, right?
Yeah.
Where did you go to university?
Oh my god.
Oh, where did you go to university?
Berkeley College of Music.
Oh my god, studio audience, you heard that? Berkeley College of Berkeley. Whoa! Oh my god, studio audience is going a little crazy today. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Berkeley College of Music, 4 years.
4 years.
Oh my goodness, was that the first time ever coming to the U.S. then?
No, it would like we went on like little vacations here and there, but that was my first time like living in the U.S.
Oh my god, that must have been a shock.
Oh, hey.
We got stories to tell.
I mean, it wasn't so much of a shock as more like this is kind of where my life can really start kind of thing.
I like that mentality shift. Okay, but you were born and raised in Indonesia? Or?
Born and raised in Jakarta.
Okay.
True Jakarta girly.
Shout out Jakarta. You know, we know you sinking, but we still love you.
Then we gotta raise it up.
Of course. You raise me up. Shout out the church kids out there. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Josh Groban.
Oh, Josh Groban. Oh, he is the one I say. I'm sorry. I'm bad with music names. I only know Chris Brown. Don't cancel me though, y'all. Please.
Essentials. The
essentials, R&B and everything. But so Jakarta, and then you just stay there most of your life until
until. So I was born and raised until I was 18. Graduated high school, and then I just like blasted my way to like Boston, and I stayed there for 4 years while I completed my undergrad, and and then like the pandemic happened in 2020, and then I came back for 3 months.
That sounds wild. Like
yeah, and then I at the end of 2020, and then I went back to Boston again just in time for the university's like first ever like in-person graduation.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, in like a year and a half or something.
Oh my goodness! And you studied what in Berkeley?
Music. It's my what do you call it? My major is so like random. It's just called like contemporary writing and production.
Contemporary writing and production. Walk me through each one. Okay, so contemporary meaning like modern?
Modern. So we're thinking like ads, like compositions, and like they would have us like do those like little like we would like rescore like advertisements.
No way, that's pretty cool actually.
Okay. It was honestly one of like the funnest classes I took. And then we also had this like what do you call it, like orchestral writing, which we basically had to write like a 3 to 5 minute piece for like a full orchestra. And
wait, how do you write a piece for an orchestra? I don't know anything about music. I don't know how to listen. So how do you write a piece? What?
It's like you just pick a theme, pick what you want to write about, and just start writing.
Well, we're learning something new today, y'all.
Well, usually you would start with like a piano sketch, you know, and just...
What's a piano sketch? Like you talking like a real drawing? No, I'm sorry. No. I really don't. Sorry, guys. I don't know.
No. I
just pictured you drawing a piano like
literal
I can't
piano.
draw. Yeah. I was like, I can't draw, but I can get a Berkeley then. Sorry, Berkeley. You know.
I love it. No. It's literally just like I don't know. Like let's say you're thinking about. I want to write about the beach, and then just kind of like write a melody, like a simple kind of like top line of like what does the beach sound to you? You know, maybe the cascading waves.
Oh my god! Oh my! What's up, brother? Oh man, it's hot up in here. Hold on. Okay, cascading waves. So like for example, right? You know the whenever we do the flower segment, right? Is that like a melody or a harmony? When I go like,
that would be more like a sound effect.
that's crazy. So what's a melody then? I still need to understand this.
Oh my goodness! Okay,
I had so many musicians on the show. I keep forgetting.
Music theory. Let's break it down right now. Yeah.
Music theory.
So a melody is basically a series of notes that is the central theme of a composition.
Okay.
It is kind of like the main idea of what you want to say, or it's just kind of like it's like kind of like the script in a film. You know, it like kind of carries the to me, and other musicians would say differently, it carries like the main message of what you want to say, and it's kind of like what do you call it, like those iconic like melodies, the iconic motifs in like film scores, and which I'm completely blanking, but we're talking Star Wars, Indiana Jones, like that's like instantly recognizable, when it plays, and like that is kind of what the function of it kind of like conveys like the emotional message, although like other musicians would say like no, but it's like like the harmony, and like it's in, I think that's the beauty of music, it's you can kind of like pick and choose which one resonates with you the most. But I'm a melody girly person.
Oh, melody girly. Melody versus harmony. So harmony is
kind of like I describe it as like it's kind of, if the melody is kind of like the through line of like it's like the script of the film. A harmony is everything else. It's the set, it's the lighting, it completes, it creates a stage in which the melody is. And because according based on the harmonies and the kind of chords that you choose and the rhythms, like the melody could have like different context, even though they're like the same series of notes and rhythm and things like that, that's why it's so cool for you to like tinker with like the harmonies and like the chord progressions that underlie a melody.
Wow. I'm learning so much. I only know how to play guitar because at church I just play like G, C, D, E minor, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, some of the greatest hits in the world are made of G, C's, and E's. So.
That's it. So it's because stuff just kind of works together that most songs are I would say pretty similar, right? Because like they have that what is it? That same flow where it's like da da da.
Well, it depends on like the genre.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So like, what about for like horror? I hear you're a big horror fan.
I am.
Yes.
Oh, you've done your research.
Oh, you know me. It might be a little scary that I did my research because we got some other stuff coming up.
Oh my goodness.
Horror. So like Jaws, for example. You know, like that. Right. Is that part of like?
So that's like a very interesting example because the melody, as you would say, like the motif, it's just 2 notes.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. I don't even know, guys. You learn something new every day on the Patty Show. That's what we do.
Yeah, but I feel like that's also is where like it almost becomes like a sound effect, at least like philosophically to me. Okay. So it's like a, you know, if you think about in the music theory too, it uses this like which I completely forgot, but like the it's like a combination of 2 notes, but like the way these 2 notes are spaced like creates that tension. But it's because the inherent sound waves that are like they're like clashing against each other.
Gotcha. So instead of like, because since it's like the na, it's not like the na. No.
Yeah, because that already sounds brighter.
Yeah. It sounds like welcome to the America.
Okay, that might actually like.
Hey, maybe that's the next one now. The flower segment.
There we go.
Instead of like sharks coming out, it's just flowers.
It's just flowers.
I never even. Wow. See, I didn't expect to learn this much, y'all. Like, it is a Friday. I'm like,
I know. I'm like pulling out knowledge out of the vault that I've been buried down.
Bro, she's locked in all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that you're still doing like the paralegal stuff. What made you want to go through that path though? Because I know you still have that passion for music. Why are you trying to do that paralegal stuff?
To be honest with you, like we live in tough times, mama.
Amen. Sister, you let them know. Multiple jobs out here. We got to do that.
Yeah, we got to hustle, you know, and like having a paralegal, like being a paralegal is kind of like it's still one of the, and I'm trying to like not gatekeep this because I'm like, I feel like if I say this, people are just gonna flock into being paralegals. But in my opinion, paralegals are one of the only like recession-proof careers out there.
Wow.
And just based on my research and you know, like my 2 a.m. frantic like typing.
Reddit real quick.
Yeah, on Reddit, those Reddit holes. But and there's a lot of career stability, projected growth in the future, and it's also like not demanding enough that it would be like my whole life. Yeah, no,
that's a good, finding that little balance of like, it's still work. I mean, everything we do is work. Even the stuff we love, like filmmaking, acting, music, all that, it's still work. Work is work. Right. But like finding those like little jobs, like, I also work part-time. Shout out to my boys in Meta out there, you know, I make that money. But the fact that you mentioned that like recession-proof thing, hold me accountable, y'all. I'm learning some coding right now. That you see those books right there? What? So I'm trying to, you know, get that money too. Like I said, hard times. You know what I'm saying? Please follow the Patty Show, y'all.
That's the vibe.
So we don't have to do this ghetto stuff. You know what I'm saying? At Patty Show Podcast on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Tinder, like YouTube, PattyStella.com/podcast, PattyShow.podbean.com. Let's go crazy. Where are your socials, by the way? It's at...
Oh my God, at Felisitas Stella on Instagram. Like I am so bad at like I have the presence of an 80-year-old grandpa on social media, and I want to keep it that way. So just follow my Instagram. It's Felisitas, all S's.
Oh, Felisitas, you would think she's Puerto Rican or something.
Oh my goodness,
for real.
Felisitas, all S's, and Stella.
Oh, beautiful. So Stella is actually your last name.
Stella is my last name.
Interesting. Is there a reason why you choose to have people call you Stella more? Or is it just easier?
I mean, a little bit part of it is that, but also I feel like Stella is just more me.
I love that. And honestly, I love this point of like the names and stuff because, you know, like Patty. My name's Patrick, guys. Okay, like I love my name, thank you, my parents, but it's not the same umph. You know, like, like hi, I'm Patrick. Nah, it's just It's not me. So I kind of like how Patty has become its own thing, and
it's your brand.
Yeah, exactly, and it really is though, because that's how I get paid. Shout out to my agents, Prestigious Models, Image Powerhouse. Y'all the best, man. Y'all represent. Give me those commercials again. So I'm like, anyway,
I feel like you've shout out like 10,000.
I know that's at this point. This is the Patty shout out show.
Patty shout out.
Patty shout out everyone, because I got flowers for everybody and more flowers again. Love that little headband thing. Is it flowers too?
Yes,
it's flowers. Okay, ready? New sound effect. Da, da. Hey,
you got a whole melody right there.
We're working on the music. Okay, like I said, it takes us a while to get to the talking points, but we're here for a good time and a good vibe. Okay, so let's go to our first talking point of the day. See, I told you it's gonna take a while. Because I told you have a good laugh. Talking point number 1: redefining pleasure. That's our focus for today. Our P of pleasure. What is pleasure in your words, and how does it impact well-being?
So to me, pleasure is like owning yourself.
Okay.
I think it's like it's reconnecting with yourself that it like, and like stop me if this becomes like too radical like all of a sudden, but like to me it's like going against like the shame and all the preconceived notions of like how like who we should be and what we should do and things like that. And like pleasure is, I think, also could be very like a very powerful tool of like self-empowerment, social justice even, you know, and things like that.
Okay, that's amazing, because I think of that as you're saying, like pleasure is a priority in your life, you know, because in our lives there's so much stuff happening, y'all. Like the news, it's every day you open up, it's like so depressing. Honestly. It's so sad, and like we try our best to, you know, stay positive and help people when we can, but you see it every day, and it's just like, oh my God, mentally, and especially dealing with like maybe you have some family stuff, friends, relationships, and all the other stuff. Relationships. Speaking of relationships, you got to shout out at anybody out there.
Shout out to my girlfriend.
Shout out to you,
Jack Gunny, who's currently in Seattle.
Yeah, she's strong as hell. Shout out to you. I need to get you on the podcast because she lifted like 3 times of me. Like, girl, how you do that? Shout out to you. Like, damn, she was like, I saw like 350. I'm like, oh my, she is so strong. Crown lifter. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness.
No,
gracious.
I think you guys would connect very well.
Oh, she's about. I only talked to her a couple of times, but it was already like a great connection, and yeah, she's strong. So she got you. But you guys have such a good like balance together, and then shout out to that relationship and that good vibes. That's what it's about, y'all. Okay, connecting with people, all types of people. Where did y'all meet, by the way? I'm so curious about that part.
Oh my goodness. So, so actually, she was referred.
See, that's that paralegal coming out right there. Referred, okay.
She was referred to me by a fellow colleague,
okay,
Krishna.
Okay.
Who and like we were just hanging out one day, and he casually like mentioned that like, hey Stella, I think you would really be into this girl that I know. And like I was like, okay, let's see, you know, like I'll believe it when I see it. And then he showed me her Instagram profile. She was like the most drop dead gorgeous like person I've ever seen, and I like was planning on a trip to Seattle in like a couple of months after that. Not for any reasons than just self-care
and
and a little pleasure.
No. That's on the OnlyFans, okay? If you want to hear the whole story, okay, y'all better stop playing now.
No, but I mean, like, yeah, and then like come the trip. And I like my second day there, I just like slid into her DMs.
Man, I gotta learn from you. You were. Well, give me an example line that you hit up.
Oh,
what'd you say?
I messaged her, hey, I've never done this before.
Hey, I've never done this before. And then what?
And but I think you're really gorgeous, and I was wondering if you'd like to have a drink with me sometime.
Okay, gangster. My fault, gangster.
Oh my God.
That's a do-rag. That's not a bandana. She's her. Okay. My fault. Damn. Honestly, I wish people were more forward with that stuff because first of all, I mean, it is scary. Don't get me wrong, because I've done that too in getting like shooting your shot and then getting turned out. It's like one of the worst feelings.
Yeah.
But then I think about it. I know it sounds like some mumbo jumbo, but not shooting your shot and then regretting it is even worse.
It's even
like,
worse.
What if? You really never know.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like I think I was so used to the rejection of the LA dating scene.
Yeah, LA. Oh, now
should we talk about that, Patty? Should we unpack some stuff?
That's why I need multiple colleagues. LA, man, y'all need help, man. I need to go to Seattle again.
Yeah, maybe
I found my wife already. Oh no. Sorry, that's teasing too much. Now that's definitely OnlyFans.
Oh my god,
that's done. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
At Patty's Show podcast with an S. Extra S.
Well, we need to talk about this maybe off camera.
Oh yes.
Gotta spill the tea.
Of course, yeah. Because for that one, it's gonna be with extra S's for no one needs to know.
Oh my god.
No, but honestly, yeah, quick little, not even shout out, because this is my first, like, not flower section, we're throwing tomatoes. LA dating scene, yo, whack. Like, what's up, man? Boo, boo, boo. Like, this is proof right here. She had to find her love in Seattle.
I gotta outsource that.
Yeah, for real. She had to get a referral. Got a referral link from a colleague to outsource. We sound like a 9 to 5 now, right?
Right, literally. We're on that 9 to 5 corporate life.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Honestly, it's tough finding that balance, honestly, but I'm glad you have a great support system. Like, she helps you out, of course.
Absolutely.
Even though it's long distance, though, right?
Long distance. We started out dating immediately, and
oh wow, that was okay.
Yeah,
that was a successful drink there.
How the date went actually.
Oh yeah, please. I need to see.
Like, we met at a bar, and then I saw her, and I was just like, oh my god, she's even more gorgeous in real life, and she's also Indonesian, by the way, just a important detail. And then we just literally literally spent the next day and a half together.
Those are the best. When the date you think was only gonna be like an hour, it becomes like a day and a half.
Yeah,
and the energy is just there. It's
exactly. And we just didn't want it to end, and we were just still on the same page ever since. And I think I love how Indonesian she is.
Ooh, okay.
Because she really helped me connect with my own Indonesianness.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just with all the super cute Indonesian love songs that she sent me.
I'm gonna cry, y'all. I didn't fall in love. Yo, you got another somebody? I need a referral. Give me some referrals. Stop playing. Give me where the referrals at? Colleagues, referrals. Give me them all. My LinkedIn too. If they want to see my LinkedIn,
your LinkedIn, right?
It's Patty Setziati. It's locked in too.
Yeah, you are a man with bread.
Of course. That's right. Amen. Hallelujah. All that stuff. But kind of going back to the whole Indonesian thing, you mentioned how she helped you embrace your Indonesianness more.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit more about that. Did you push away your Indonesianness at a certain time in life?
I think I just didn't feel safe enough to connect fully. I definitely, there's some parts of me that are inherently Indonesian, you know what I mean? And I love that. And,
absolutely.
But I think moving out here, and especially as a queer Indonesian,
that's the big. Indonesia's still we love our country, but it's still pretty much the 90s, right? And the 70s.
Maybe even
let's go farther back. Probably when it first became a country.
Right.
Was it 45?
Yeah, shout out to Karno.
Yeah, there. For real, it's still very super traditional. I remember when I came back, because I went to school there 7th and 8th grade around 2010.
Oh, nice.
And then went to high school in the States and college, and then went back around COVID time. So it literally in that 10-year span is pretty similar, where it's all the jokes are super misogynistic. The terminology for people that are trans, that are gay and all that stuff. It's just
super, lots of homophobia.
Yeah. It's insane. If you're ever seen anywhere, it's you're essentially canceled, and you can't do anything. Even people that are of political power too, they have to hide it, for example, too, which is insane. In the U.S., people are just free to do whatever they want, which sometimes a little too wild because y'all crazy out here.
Right.
Y'all crazy out here now. Coachella people.
I appreciate the craziness. Yeah. Shout out to my crazy queer
Shout
friends.
Out to them. Yeah. All the flowers to y'all.
All the flowers.
Help me make a song.
There we go. We have 2 notes so far.
There we go. 2 notes. We'll get a third one later. Okay. We're gonna find it eventually.
Exactly. We're almost there.
It's like an Easter egg hunt.
It's like
see? Happy Easter. We're recording this Easter weekend, y'all. It's all connecting.
It's all connecting.
It's all connecting.
I love your beautiful mind, Patty.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I find some crazy connection somehow.
There we go.
I don't even know. That's what I usually do when I'm doing like personal training. Today I was like, yeah, I have a little Easter egg for you. And then this one of my clients was like doing a plank, and I just put like 20 pounds on the back. I'm like, there's your Easter egg.
Oh my goodness.
And they want to kill me.
I think Jack would have some thoughts about that.
Oh yes. That'll be a fun little chat. The personal training lifestyle is fun, but it's not for everyone.
Absolutely.
It's a tough thing. But thanks for sharing all that stuff, girl. I'm glad you're here again.
Yeah.
Continuing again on the pleasure, like I said, we always like hopping around over here. How do we prioritize that pleasure that you mentioned without feeling guilty? Because I know you got so much stuff to do. How do you like make sure you take care of yourself?
Wow. I mean, I feel like that's a question that everybody asks themselves, right?
I know that's right. Yeah.
And it's like I feel like just like doing the work, like doing the practice. I feel like it's just like a muscle, like you have to continue training it.
Absolutely.
It's a habit that like, like if you don't do it enough, it's gonna kind of like slip out of your mind. Like you said, like we have so much to do, and sometimes it's like crazy to think that like, oh, it's been 3 months since I've like done anything for myself.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. I think that's the scariest. And I've caught myself recently where I'm like, I always explain my schedule to some people because like in the office they're like, oh, what's your week looking like, like stuff like that, small talk, office stuff, the lingo that we do. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this. They're like, damn, Patty, you don't go to sleep? I'm like, I guess not.
I haven't penciled that in my schedule.
Yeah, exactly. But also that's the thing with the scheduling. I love and hate scheduling stuff because like that's the only way I can get things done. Honestly, if I just like block out the time, like, okay, this amount of time I'm gonna work on the podcast. I'm literally working from this to this, and then commute times, LA traffic. Stop playing. What's wrong with y'all? Yeah. Like, you're crazy. Like,
another tomato segment.
I know that's another tomatoes. That's a new one. Tomatoes. Woo, woo, woo. That's new segment. See, we invented a new segment. Like, so we got tomatoes and flowers. What do you want?
There we go.
There we go.
But no, like what you said, I think literally you just have to like block the time and like do it, and but it's hard. It is. It's because like when when you do it, that's where we're really kind of contending with the fact that like if you're not used to setting time for yourself, it's gonna feel like you're doing something wrong.
That part. Exactly. And I think also what's kind of tough because since we're in like entertainment fields where we really love what we do, what I'm saying? Whether that's the music making, whether that's the acting, like the podcast and everything. But like we mentioned earlier, work is work. Yeah. So like the fact, like this is kind of wild, but I'm like, sometimes I tell people, one of my hobbies is podcast hosting. And then like it is, but it also is work too. Right. So sometimes I do need to take a step back from it, where I'm like, all right, let me like not think about it for now. Yeah. And then do something that's literally like almost mindless, like playing soccer. Like I'm back into soccer, but I got messed up, got blisters, y'all. I don't know. So maybe
it's
I was
work in progress.
I was having too much pleasure. I was playing too much.
Too much pleasure.
I know. I was playing.
You're getting freaky with
with the feet. I was having too much footsies. I was playing too much footsies. OnlyFans.
Now I'm starting to wonder if you do actually have an OnlyFans.
Hey, like I said, Patty Show Podcast with an extra S for you know what I'm saying? Let's just say the Bali adventures are all over there too.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyway, I forgot what we talking about. Pleasure. Yeah. We mentioned the horror movie a little bit, the horror movie stuff. You're a big horror movie fan?
I am a big horror girly.
Okay, what's your top 3 horror movies? I don't like horror movies at all, so I probably won't know any of them because I'm scared as hell. But maybe someone out there is a horror girly too,
Shout
or
out,
guy,
shout out to horror girls and gals,
gals, and all of them,
and all of them,
all the
yeah.
horror, the
Well,
sharks too, whatever,
and the sharks,
Shout out
yeah.
to my boy Jaws.
Oh my goodness. Okay, my top three.
Top three.
Definitely and I might catch some flack for this.
Oh.
But Suspiria, but the 2018 remake.
What is Suspiria? I've never heard that one. And there's a remake. So the original was made.
So original was in the 70s or 80s by Dario Argento.
Oh, okay.
And he just revolutionized horror like at that time because like spoilers warning, but but it was basically a horror that focused on the like, what do you call it? Like it's kind of like both pain and pleasure, or like it's like fear and pleasure and like this like female like empowerment, but taking it to like the 11th level, you know, and like it's the kind of horror of like of this. It's like femininity and what happens when like femininity is taken to the extreme. Okay. Or like how would I say this? It's just kind of this like, you know, this whole like divine like feminine like whole thing, and like the whole like it's kind of basically like for some reason my brain is like connecting it to the whole like I'm just a girl kind of, you know, it's like you're weaponizing like femininity, but they turn it into this like cult, you know, of like it's basically this like dancer who joins like a dance troupe, and then turns out the dance troupe is this like group of powerful witches who
I can't trust anybody nowadays. Oh, no. I'm not going to that yoga class no more. Y'all are witches now? I need to leave. What's up with this dating scene now?
Right, no, honestly, but like it sounds kind of hot to me.
Crank it to 11?
Crank it to 11.
You said pleasure and pain.
Yeah.
Sometimes pain gives pleasure.
Yeah, you know, and to that point too, I feel like, what do you call it? Hellraiser is another...
I've heard of that one.
It's one of my other top threes. And that really is like basically these like interdimensional like beings who have experienced like pleasure that is out of this world, but only through extreme pain.
Yeah, I'm not a masochist or however you say it. But shout out to anyone that is.
Shout out to masochists.
You know what I'm saying? I just randomly think of. Have you watched Black Mirror before?
Yeah, but not the latest season.
Yeah. Well, I've watched like random episodes, but there's this one episode. This doctor guy, he like, you know, these patients that he deals with, they're basically gonna die essentially. Yeah. But there's a device where you can connect it to somebody and you can feel their, like, I guess, pain or pleasure.
Oh, right, okay. That's interesting.
So in this episode, this is also spoiler. He like essentially connects that device, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, to one of his patients that's gonna die, and then so he felt the pain of dying, but the pleasure of like the letting go. You know, that like that whole
ecstasy.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know when you're like, I'm not saying like, nah, this sounds crazy, like when you die, but like that kind of, it's kind of like a thin line, right? You know, between that like we were talking about the pleasure and the pain, where it's like you kind of reach another existence, ecstasy kind of thing,
right? And I feel like, and I think people do use that in real life, like not to the extremes of like,
I mean, there are people like that, and please, you know, maybe some mental health help. But that's what we don't condone, you know, self-harm and all that stuff.
Well, but I feel like also if done right, like BDSM is like shout out to BDSM. Shout out to that. It's like a really healthy way of processing pain in a safe way, you know, like it's like whether it's like emotional or physical, like I feel like when done right, it is such a like healthy release, I would say. And like I myself don't have a lot of experience.
Me neither.
Yeah, although
a handcuff maybe actually, a lock and key maybe. You know what I'm saying? Throw the key away.
I mean, like some handcuffs might or might not have been involved, you know, but
up to y'all interpretation.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like, but I think that is also very, I think it also is, English. It's a very intrinsically linked to the queer community.
Fascinating. Talk a little bit more about that. I like that. Okay.
Like, I feel like queer community have always been in the fringes of society, right? Like, we've always been considered different and like, what do you call it? Just plainly speaking, like sex is so like intrinsically linked with queer expression, like for example, like the leather daddy culture.
Leather daddy. Talk a little bit more about leather daddy.
So like, oh my god, I don't even know where to start, but it basically like it's like kind of like it started out as like this like fetish for leather, you know, and like there's this thing, another thing called boot blacking. And
boot blacking? I've never heard this one actually.
Well, oh my god.
No, yes, well.
No, but just to keep it, you know, in a 10 minutes or less kind of format, like, and like it became kind of this like way of like signaling, and it also pertains to kind of like butch femme culture.
Oh,
like
okay,
which I identify as a femme.
Okay.
And like I am into butches and masks. Just put it out there.
So what is that exactly? If you can break that down. So like butch,
yes,
okay,
exactly.
Okay, and then what's the other? You said mask.
Femme.
Okay, and what's the other?
Oh, masks.
That's like masculine.
Yeah, like it's
feminine. That's
masculine and feminine.
See,
but it started out as butch femme. That's usually kind of the pairing historically. Okay. And now with the, you know, like rise of TikTok and everything, it's kind of like the package. I would say like kind of sanitized version of butch, because the term butch and being butch is like has a lot of like background in working class, you know, and like a lot of like, because like back then, like a lot of people who identify as butches, like they can't get conventional jobs because of how they like present themselves, you know, and like a lot of like butch lesbians, like butch women would ended up getting these like blue collar like jobs,
construction worker, all that stuff.
Exactly. But then like that becomes a culture unto itself.
Fascinating. I'm learning a lot right here. I didn't expect this.
Yeah, okay. But also going back to our previous point, like leather is so associated with like butch and femme because they borrow from like the gay like leather daddy, and it's like this beautiful amalgamation.
Wow, that's crazy
of cultures, you know. And I mean, I can talk about this forever.
No, I love it. See that all that passion. I'm learning so much. That's amazing. Everything just kind of like intersects in a way, and there's so much history and richness behind it. I don't know how we got to that conversation. We're just going everywhere. That's a lot of passion right there for pleasure.
Yes, yes, lots of passion, because I feel like Audre Lorde said this too, that pleasure is speaking the unspeakable in yourself.
That's good.
Like she sees pleasure as this sort of weapon, not to like hurt people, but to like almost protect yourself. It's almost kind of like it's like, again, like empowerment, self-empowerment, you know. And Audre Lorde is famously a Black lesbian activist in the 70s and 80s. So like, you know, it's the state of existence that I try to live in.
Wow. Wow. Told y'all, youngin', she knows it all already. Like inspiring. Like oh my goodness. I love how you mentioned that whole like empowerment thing too, because that's why like that question about the guilt, I feel like, you know, whenever we think of pleasure, we always think like, oh, right after you feel the regrets or whatever, or as they say, the clarity, especially for certain activities. So to speak. You know, you feel a little like, yeah, exactly, the clarity, you know, and then that's when like, oh, I'm real sure that guilt is crazy. It's just overbearing. You're like, what did I do, especially raising a Christian household?
But I mean, it also is really, because like it's also really interesting because that makes you think, right? I feel like after connecting with your pleasure and everything, like that clarity usually is like because we've released that, we've like expressed that part of ourselves.
We unlock something. We unlock something. Shout out to the locks and the locks, and the keys and the keys. Keys, locks, and keys. If you know, you know. Okay?
The combinations are endless.
Please, I need to find mine. Stop playing. You know, speaking of unlocking, that connects to our next talking point. I'm glad you mentioned that. Unlocking pleasurable experiences. Okay. Yeah. So we're talking a little about pleasure. How can we kind of like apply it a little bit? For you, what activities, you know, spark joy and fulfillment for you? What can it be? Is it you know, some pleasurable activities? Anything that you would like to share?
Some little R&R.
Yes. Just yes.
No, I mean, obviously, like, to me, definitely, like those things that you would think with self-pleasure, that's definitely,
of course, shout out, you got to do that, you got to learn that.
Exactly. And like now, with a partner, that like it unlocks a whole different field of pleasure.
Of course.
And
it takes two to tango, as they say.
It's two to tango.
You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes three.
Exactly.
Not saying I've done 4 or 5. I mean, anyway.
Oh, the number keeps rising.
I love you, Ma. You know, we're talking about board games. We're talking about Monopoly. Monopoly's not fun with just 2 people.
Exactly.
You need 8.
Exactly. Maybe a little Twister.
Oh yes, Twister. Shout out Twister. I used to have Twister all the time. That was actually a funny thing. That's one of the best games ever. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
Twister is the best wingman, wingwoman. That's how,
right. There we go.
To get better connections with your peers.
And
networking.
Colleagues.
Yeah, yes, colleagues. Networking.
It's
a physical form of networking. Physical form of networking. Actually, don't call me on that because HR might go crazy. Don't go to that. Oh my God. Yeah, imagine you pull up and say, "Hey guys, welcome to game night. We're just doing Twister." Right. Oh no, that's how you get canceled. Let's not do that. And then she's trying to be paralegal. We can't do that either in the office.
I know. I am. Oh my goodness. No, there's restrictions.
Yes.
To physical networking.
Of course. Yeah. When it comes to other like pleasurable things that you experience, is there anything else that gives you like that joy and that kind of like similar feeling?
Honestly, lots of I go to a lot of poetry reading.
Oh my God, really? Oh, okay.
Because there's a sense of intimacy, I feel like, in poetry readings, and I feel like that's a way for me to connect with people, like, but in a very unconventional like way, or like I experience intimacy in a like very unique, very special way. I'm not saying that I'm like just jerking it in the back.
Yeah, going crazy. Just going on. Give me a second. Oh, God. Don't start the poem yet. Let me get the Diddy oil. I mean
we don't condone.
We don't condone. Diddy, stop playing, man. Why you do that?
Exactly.
Exactly. He's wild.
That's a whole other.
Yeah, that's a whole other time. That's too much pleasure, bro. Like that, you gotta stop that. Like don't do that. That's weird. That's when it's illegal stuff. We don't.
There we go.
We talk about the illegal stuff.
Just like another thing that I want to mention is like so there's a lot of like queer events around LA, and I used to go to this one. It's called Rose in the Dark, and it's basically like it's like a sensual, like sexual, like there's a lot of kind of like strip dancing, but by like queer performers.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And like who like is like not maybe like conventionally what we think as like pole dancers, and there's also like some really safe like BDSM like what do you call it, like demos. So like you can tip these, and they're like professional like BDSM like performers, so you're in good hands, but like you can tip them and they would do like a 10-15 minute like maybe paddling session.
Patty's paddle.
Hey, another hustle.
There we go. That's another side hustle.
Put that into OnlyFans.
For real. Patty's paddle.
There we go.
It's just like a palm tree shape.
It's a palm tree shape.
Imagine, you give me ideas now.
There we go. Hey, we're collaborating here. But
no, but that's also like respect to everyone out there. That's entertainment, and like again, work is work. They making money out there. Respect to them, man. Like it's not easy because at least they're not like. That's the thing. You can make money anywhere. At least they're not killing or, shooting people.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's people that steal stuff and kill grandmas. Like, what you doing? Just learn how to use the paddle.
We don't condone shooting grandmas.
Of course, please don't do that. Like, what are you doing? Just learn how to use the paddle a little bit. Make some money out of it. Whether it's ping pong paddle or Patty's pleasure paddle.
The 3 Ps.
The 3 Ps.
But like, and I love having, I love this what we have going on here because it like destigmatizes like, sex work too, and like it's such a like just a little info about the event too. It's just like so safe and so professional, and like there's like boundaries are being spoken. Like there's the event planner, like they would literally go up and be like, all right, everybody, these are the boundaries, like with a mic to like a room of 100 people. And they would be like, if you don't follow these like strictly, we will remove you from the premises. And it's to protect the workers, and like, it's so great. And I wish we have more of those, you know what I mean?
It's kind of like an immersive experience kind of thing. Cause I've never done that type of work, but like working for like Squid Games and stuff like that, it's like this. we don't use the paddles and everything, but it's like you have that communication with the people that are like enjoying the experience or whatever that is, and having that boundary of like, all right, y'all, we want you to have your fun because you paid for it and all that mumbo jumbo, whatever. But also you got to realize these people are working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're human beings. We're literally here for a living, for maybe our kids, or maybe you're like cousins or like siblings that we're trying to provide. It's like the fact that there's like so much of that stigma, like I said, if you're shooting grandmas, you're bugging. If you're just using your paddle here left and right, you're a good person.
There we go.
You're exactly. So, sponsor the Patty Show.
Sponsor the Patty Show. Oh, my
Patty's pleasure paddle.
Maybe a little like night session, adult only.
That's definitely OnlyFans. Like that's definitely not going on YouTube. That's not going to happen.
That's an OnlyFans.
Absolutely. That's another way to get some pleasure in the life without feeling a little guilty. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Look, I love all the pleasure talk. We're moving swimmingly. Okay.
Oh, I love it.
To kind of elaborate more on that, like pleasureness and like enjoying it more. How can we use like mindfulness to enhance like those pleasure moments? For example, if you're doing that, or for someone else, maybe it's just like playing with what did I mention before? Pottery. Yes, pottery.
Yeah. Just choose whatever like calls to you, and I urge you to do your research. Like try out.
That's very important.
Everything. Yeah. And like people, like, don't be afraid of people like saying that like, oh, you're so random or like things like that. Just do it. You're living for you.
That's inspiring. I like that a lot, because I feel like we, because I love social media because like, it connects, especially all our people from Indo and everybody, all that stuff. But what it can also do is make you second, third, quadruple guess yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, everything I have to do has to be perfect, because Kim Kardashian, she's living her best life every single day.
Right.
Kylie Jenner, or whoever, whatever celebrity you worship, or like even if you don't worship, but like look up to it in a certain way. I love John Cena. I know his life ain't perfect,
right?
But in the back of my mind, I think it is, because he's just like pedestalized, kind of.
Yeah.
And sometimes,
behind all of that too, there's a team of people who makes them perfect every single day.
Absolutely. And I need that team. So who's trying to be part of the Patty Pleasure Palace? Paradise, a lot of peas right now. I'm looking for an intern. Don't worry, no paddles now. That's when HR comes. If I,
right.
But because it makes it easier, because there's a lot to do, and so little Patty out there.
There we go.
So we gotta spread.
As long as you pay them a living wage.
Yeah. So I'll think about it. It's internship. I'm so broke. So once you compromise. Lifetime experiences. You can learn a little bit more about paddles with my paddle sensei over here. Poetry paddle sensei. There's so many P's on this episode.
I'm into it.
There we go. We love all the P's.
We love all the P's.
We don't discriminate. No, okay? We don't discriminate.
Oh my god.
Speaking of discrimination.
Oh my god. What a segue.
No discrimination in the Patty Show, please. We love everybody.
Keep it wholesome.
Yes, wholesome. All love. We gotta go a little. How can we integrate all of the pleasure that we were talking about? This is our next kind of segment. Integrating pleasure into our daily lives, especially young professionals busy with everything, family, all that, relationships, all that stuff. How can we balance pleasure with productivity?
Ooh,
double P.
The double P.
Double P.
I think again, it's all just about the practice. Like you kind of have to take these like not only like those like really beautiful like like extended time for yourself, but those just like take 5 minutes out to like just I don't know like get out of your office or wherever your working environment is, and just like walk around, or like I don't know like get yourself a snack that you've been wanting to have, like, and or like take a breather, do a 10-minute like meditation. Like the more you include that in your daily life, the more, what do you call it, like integrated it is. Like the more your brain thinks that, oh, this is just something that is normal in my life.
I think that's a really good thing, because our brains are they're supercomputers, super smart. They like find habits and it's just like stick to them. So if you're like kind of derailed where there's a point you don't like fuel yourself and your cup is empty, after a while your brain will think, oh, my default is 1%. And that's when it gets scary. And I feel like I've tiptoed in that a little bit. I need to fill up the cup a little bit. It's tough, and especially for like professions where you need to like pour into others. you really need to prioritize like pouring into yourself, because how are you gonna give someone water if you have like
your cup is empty?
Exactly. Like literally you're just pouring air into them. I mean, like,
right. And it's not a fun like thing for anybody.
Yeah. It's because also I mean, for especially a lot of like imagine if you're like, I mean, I think of my life, for example, like personal training in the morning, 5 a.m. When my cup is empty, my patience can be tested. I can't lie to y'all. It's tough when 5 a.m. and like a client doesn't come in the morning. Oh goodness, it takes a lot of patience.
Yeah.
But I've come to realize, like you mentioned, finding that little chunk of time, whatever that is, like planning it, or like I love and hate my Apple Watch, because to be honest, like the notifications can kill me because I'm always looking.
Right.
But I've been doing this feature where I just like put a timer on for like 5 minutes, or like even like sometimes like a 25-minute block where I'm like, boom, I'm not gonna look at work. I'm not gonna look at it. Go for a little walk. Say, get a little snack in the office. You know who you are. I mean, you know what you are. My snack that I love on the office.
Oh my god!
Stop playing.
We gotta have a like debrief.
Oh
after
yes, a little debrief. Anyway, snack. What was I saying? Snack. Yes. Timer. This helps a lot, because also I've what is it called? Have you heard of the Pomodoro?
Yeah,
it sounds like a Pokemon, y'all. But I think it's an Italian word, because it's from the pasta or something like that. I've heard
like a tomato. The icon's always a tomato. Tomatoes.
That's the good tomatoes, though.
Yeah,
we love, bring those tomatoes back. Patty's Pomodoro pleasure pal.
The peas just
keep coming. They keep coming right here. They keep coming. All right, yeah, Pomodoro. But I think for that one, Pomodoro is like when it's like you work, let's say, very extensively for 25 minutes, 30, whatever. Take a 5-10 minute break and then go back and like back and forth. I've noticed that's helped me a lot, because with all the office jobs, because basically what I do is like AI quality assurance, essentially.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of typing and like a lot of like prompt generation, creativity. So like sometimes I can just lock in and just flow. But when I have like that writer's block, or I'm like stuck thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I'll be more productive, honestly, taking a 10-minute walk or like doing anything else than staying 10 minutes and like pushing the envelope too much, because at that point, all my energy is already gone. So you kind of have to find that balance, little balance thing.
For sure.
But it's a tough balance, especially with like all the work that we do, and then creatively, it's the worst when you're trying to sleep, for example. Oh my god!
And your brain you can't turn it off.
I know. We were talking about it in Owen's episode. He's like, I told him, like, hey, how do you like wind down? He's like, yeah, some days I just plank on my bed. So he's like physically tired, and I'm like, I mean, it's kind of makes sense actually. If you're just tired physically, you're gonna probably fall asleep.
Right.
I've never tested the theory out.
You know what I do?
Oh yeah, tell me. I'm curious.
I have insomnia for the longest time, but last year I found out that if I watch those vintage medical examination videos,
the vintage medical, which ones are you?
So like it needs to be like at least 20 years old, and like it has like 50 views on YouTube. Like you just type in like it's called like the neuro examination.
I have to look it up after this. I'm curious.
And I swear to you, this is not a kink.
Okay.
But
oh yeah, no, that's where I was going. I was like, they put this on YouTube? Like,
no, but it's basically just like examination like demos for like medical students and everything.
Okay.
And like they would be like, but it was such a like calming, like lulling tone. Like it's like the procedure of it all. I am a Virgo moon. So
I don't know what that means, but
so all the astrology girlies and guys, you know what I mean.
I have a little trauma on that. That's a tea for another time.
Oh my goodness!
Shout out semi-tomato. No,
this debrief is gonna be so juicy.
It's juicy after this one. Like I said, the OnlyFans is Patty Show Podcast. I'm gonna have to actually make it. That's actually not that bad. Actually,
right? No,
or maybe it's already a thing. You all gotta look it up.
There we go.
What was the name of the medical thing again?
So it's called neural exam ASMR.
Neural exam ASMR. Okay, well, that's is it like the vibe of you remember? I mean, I didn't even really watch the show, but that white guy with the that sounds crazy. The white guy with the like he wears like a sweater vest, maybe Mr. Roger or something. You've seen that?
Yes.
Is it that kind of vibe?
Exactly. Yes.
That's
like, yeah, like slow pace, like just a white person talking to you.
That's what. Yeah, because now it makes sense. Because you said 80s, I'm like. Yeah, most of the voice actors were probably just white people. Yeah. We love y'all.
Yes. I mean,
our allies out there. You know what I'm saying? Especially my sweetest girl. Stop playing. You know who he is. Oh, too many call outs. I need to stop.
Oh my God! No.
As you were saying, yes, the videos.
No, I am learning so much about you.
It's kind of bad. But yes, the neural.
So it's like basically just look up like vintage neuro exam ASMR.
Okay.
And like it would just be like this 50-minute video of like this white doctor like examining. The best ones are the ones that they're examining other people.
Ah, fascinating.
Yeah, and it would just be this like bored like patient, like literally exactly what they get like
deadpan,
literally, and then like they would check them like from head to toe. But something about that is so comforting to me. Like it feels like I can have free healthcare. And getting
that's
like
the T, free healthcare.
Yes.
Stop playing.
Yeah, stop playing.
What's happening here?
United States.
It's the first world country in my booty. Come on now. What is it talking about? Anyway, we won't get to tomatoes for that part.
Tomatoes, yes, exactly. But it just feels so comforting, and knowing that, just like thinking that, like it feels like you're being taken care of. And I think like just light touch to me, just in general, like really calms me down. So whenever
the love language a little bit.
Yes.
See?
Oh my God.
Shout out to the love languages. That's what I know. I'm not an astrology boy, girly, all that.
Mm-hmm.
But love languages, I believe in that till I die.
What is your love language?
My main one is touch, of course. If you know, you know.
I am not surprised at all.
I'm very handsy and footsie. Because of soccer and volleyball.
There we
I love
go.
smacking it.
And
basketball.
You love smacking balls?
Heard it loud and clear. You heard it here. Patty Show podcast.
I am weak.
You're gonna find out. I forget the other one. So there's touch. There's giving.
Affirmations, giving.
Yeah, affirmations.
Acts of service.
Oh, acts of service. Yeah.
And what's the other
one? I haven't seen it in a while.
Quality time.
Oh yeah. So quality time.
Yeah.
That's those are the main ones, right? Honestly, if y'all haven't taken that test, recommend it. It's honestly pretty accurate because the questions they ask also are very like, I'm like, this is kind of specific. Why are they asking me about this?
Right. It's really tailored.
Yeah. I gotta retake it again because they might have like newer ones that are like more updated.
Right.
I took it like maybe I can't remember, maybe like 2 years ago.
Oh, then there's definitely probably some new stuff.
Some changes. From some trauma.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's another time for the Patty Show. We can't explore too much out of there.
Maybe we'll do a part 2.
Welcome to the trauma section of the tomato trauma.
Tomato trauma.
See, now that's teas.
Those teas.
All the tea out there.
Tomatoes and teas and traumas?
Tomatoes. There's a lot of alliteration right there. P's, T's, all that stuff.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
We love our alphabets.
Absolutely. A, B, C, D. Whatever you identify as.
Shout out to my ABCs.
ABC.
A, B, C, D plus.
Everybody. We love y'all.
Where even are we in the conversation?
I don't even know. At this point, we talking about everything. Right. That's the point of like, I think also this is another form of pleasure, connecting with people and just laughing, like the time we've been having. This is why, like I mentioned with the whole balance of like work is work. Like this podcast is honestly work because I'm the only one doing it. So scheduling stuff can be tough. And like
shout out to Patty. Shout out to Patty.
Flower for me. Thank you very much.
Oh my God.
But like, I get so fueled when I like, especially have my guests that are like you, girl, the good energy you give to me, you're giving to everyone out there. Honestly, it's like you feel the presence. That's the thing that is honestly addicting. Where I'm like, even though I wake up crack of dawn and like there's so much setup for everything and like all the crazy stuff with the memory and like sometimes like oh my God, like audio quality, blah blah blah, all the craziness.
Ooh, all that fun stuff.
For real, I'm so grateful for like the conversation, like the fact that like. Look, an hour just passed.
Oh, wow.
Like, literally, we just talking about a little bit everything about pleasure. And kind of like my final question to wrap things up, actually.
Oh, man.
So, I know, I told you, we've been all over the place, y'all. What self-care practices, provide you continuous joy? What's something that, like, you do, and it's just going to give you, like, that 100% battery? That one thing, if you had to share.
Ooh.
It's a tough one.
Honestly, talking to my girlfriend.
We love you. Can you hurry up and come to LA? Stop playing. And come
Jack,
to the
we
Patty
miss
Show.
You.
Please come to the Patty Show. Please. This is your invitation now. Jack, come girl. Come.
There we go.
Let's not do a powerlifting session because I'm kind of weak now. So I will die. Patty powerlifting and I'll break my back.
Hey, maybe a special episode.
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh man, podcast in the gym. Oh, she got me thinking now. She got me thinking.
There we go.
That's amazing, actually. Yeah, elaborate more on that.
I mean, I don't know. She's just such like the connection, I feel like I just can't like get enough of her, and she's always like, we're growing.
How long has it been together?
We're going on 8 months now.
Okay.
Oh my god. But like we would just talk about nothing at sometimes, but it's still so like rewarding to me because it's her.
She gonna make me cry in this episode.
No.
That's too beautiful. I need to find the love of my life.
You will.
I need a referral.
You need a referral. Okay. Colleagues.
Where's my other colleagues at? We got a lot of followers out there. Y'all, give me the referrals.
There
my
we
LinkedIn,
go.
Y'all. Like,
chop, everybody.
Chop. Chop those tomatoes that we've thrown to all the negativity out there. You know what I'm saying? But no, shout out to her. Shout out to like having those people that fuel you in that way. And honestly, I'm so glad that you have that like support system, because it is hard to find that, especially LA. We love you. Mm-hmm. We hate you a little bit. Some flowers, some tomatoes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm glad also you have your little tribe with like Cinema Inclusion peeps.
Thank you. Shout out to Cinema Inclusion.
We love y'all. One day we might have to have like a big episode with everybody.
Boy.
Everyone in one episode would be funny. We already had 4 technically, so that actually really. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
we're plotting that. Maybe on the OnlyFans. No. that would be a crazy episode.
I think that would be a showstopper.
That would be. Oh, that'll stop everything. That'll probably stop my career if we have the. Man, that's how we get canceled.
There we go. Yeah.
But girl, I appreciate you again from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you for having me.
For the Petty Show, for being vulnerable.
Oh my goodness.
Do you have any like final like words of encouragement to anyone and everyone out there that needs this message?
Unlearn shame and embrace yourself, because the world is ending. We don't have a lot of time. No, I'm kidding. But yes, just like your life is yours. You only live once, so live it to the fullest.
Have that urgency, y'all. Have fun. Get some pleasure out there, even if it's 5 minutes or sometimes 5 seconds. It only takes me 3. To walk.
Again, I'm learning so much about
you. Of course, get that pleasure, Again, I appreciate you for being so vulnerable, and like we had so many gems, a lot of history here too, in a great way. I learned so much about music and every other type of history, the whole alphabet.
The whole alphabet.
I didn't know we were gonna learn everything right here.
Yeah.
But keep doing your thing. Like I said, I'm so proud of you. Like that paralegal stuff, lock in, girl.
Yes.
Everything else, we always supporting you. Where can we find you again?
Instagram at Felisitas Stella, all S's.
Yes, and the website I know is
FelisitasStella.com.
Yes,
which I have not updated in 3 years.
I looked in the dark web again.
The dark web. That's really where it belongs.
There we go. Point. Don't worry. But it's some cute pictures over there. Energy over there. Shout out again to you for everything, honestly.
Thank you.
I'm so glad we met with that project, and then more to come, y'all. So I don't know if y'all are ready for future stuff. Is there anything you can tease out there for everybody?
We are currently in development for a documentary.
Okay, we'll leave it on that. Documentary.
Documentary.
I wonder what it's going to be. I'm excited for that, y'all. But you guys can find her at, again, what is it?
Felisitas Stella on Instagram, and my website is felisitasstella.com.
Absolutely. And then, of course, y'all, you can find us at Patty Show Podcast, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the good stuff. pattyshow.podbean.com and then pattysetiati.com/podcast for podcast. And then, Patty Show Podcast for the OnlyFans. I'm kidding, Mom. I love you. But let's end with a little arigato. Let's do the song version.
Oh.
Because I'm trying to switch it up. So.
Oh, my goodness.
Arigato. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, ready? All right. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Arigato. We're going to work on it. Arigato.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of The Patty Show. I hope you had as much fun as I did exploring the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity. If you want to keep the Patty Party going, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all social platforms at Patty Show Podcast. Share this episode and leave a positive review. PattySetiati.com/podcast, as well as PattyShow.podbean.com have got more of your Patty Show needs. In the meantime, keep passionately pursuing your personal paradise. Arigato.